Hello, beautiful souls. I am Awakened Soul, and today we're gonna set our next trade for Ethereum. So we're gonna try something different, not that different, but anyhow, let's set our support and resistance using our pivot highs and lows. I have it set at 5, and this will be my resistance. Turn on the magnet, resistance, my support, and we're doing orange for weekly. Okay, I'm gonna go into the previous candle and set my high and my low. Okay, go to the 4-hour. Sorry, we completely skipped the daily trend line. So now that we're in our daily, I want us to just focus on this contraction phase, right? Understanding how the market moves is critical. Understanding that everything's a cycle that repeats. We have a contraction phase, we have trend, contraction phase, trend, contraction phase, trend, contraction phase, right? So just understanding that basic knowledge, you will understand that we're in a contraction phase, and within every contraction phase you'll find a pattern. You'll find a Wyckoff pattern, you'll find a falling wedge, a rising wedge, a diamond, a flag. You know what I'm trying to say. So let's just concentrate on our daily here. Okay, so within our daily, we're gonna set our support and resistance again. We're gonna use and we're gonna use our pivot highs and lows to help you. So this will be our low. Let's change the color to yellow so we could, and this is our high again, the same thing as the weekly. So okay, now that we have done that, let's go ahead to the previous candle and set our support and resistance on the previous candle. Okay, let's go into the 4-hour. Within the 4-hour, we're gonna do some trend lines. I like to use 2 overlapping indicators that are high and high, low and low. One is set to 9 and one is set to 30. This indicator helps me connect trend lines. So within the 4 hours, we're going to connect our previous high to our higher high. And then we're going to connect our low. So this looks like, and again, we're focusing on our price action. So this and this low and this higher low make more sense than me using this higher low, right? Because this is our price action. So right off the bat, just connecting to trend lines, we can see that this is a rising wedge. Okay, that's beautiful. So I have my trend lines here. Let's go ahead and do trend lines within the wedge. So I trade with the flow. So just a quick example, this goes up, this goes down, this goes up, this goes down. It's a flow, guys. This goes up, this goes down, this came up, and it looks like we're breaking back down. You see how the charts move? It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, down, up, down, up, down. It's a flow. And you can actually see it really nice if you convert it to a line chart. So once you understand that there's a flow, you understand what's your next play. So let's focus on price action. Oops. Let's make our 4-hour trend lines nice and cute here. So this is our high. One touch, 2 touches, right? 1 touch, 2 touches. I'm just gonna delete all this because It's irrelevant to what we're gonna do right now. Okay, I'm also gonna connect one touch, two touch, two here. So once I'm in my 4 hour, I'll turn on my EMAs. I use the 12 and the 26. Okay, I'm gonna get some targets just based on the trend lines. So because I'm actually gonna delete this one, it's not needed. Right, just play with what you see. So it looks like we're breaking this 4 hour trend line. My next target would be 1.2 points. I want to see the highest price in between 2 points. It's moving closer. So example, one touch, two touch, right? This is my highest price. Just come right down here and mark a Joe target. That's what I call it. And let's go ahead and highlight it. Okay, that's our 4 hour target. So how do I confirm a 4 hour trend line break, right? You go to your 15 minutes. You want to see how it could fake you out really nicely. Gotta be careful. So not all 4 hour trend lines, like once it breaks, usually retest. But not all 4 hour trend lines work out. So for you to take a trade, you have to have a couple of checkoff lists, right? For me, it's my 12 and 26. I want to see them roll over. I want my previous support to break. So if we go to the 1 hour, right? We see this is our 1 hour support. You can see this was a big support here because all the candles are resting here. But our next support would be this new candle that just printed. Okay. And as a technical analyst, you gotta be prepared to play both games. So let's say the price wicks up and goes to the upside. We have to get a target to the upside too. This is our lowest price, 1604. So just go ahead and mark it right on the trend line, 1.2 point, and this would be your target. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so right now I'm looking for an entry, right? And that's the beautiful thing about trading with the flow, that you could come in anytime and you could just take a trade. So important thing to notice is that in the daily time, we're in an uptrend, right? In the 4 hour, we're starting to be in a downtrend. So check your higher time frames and know where the trend is going to. Understand that if the trend is up, and how I determine that is based on my price action. If the candles are above the 12 and 26, that's a bullish trend. If the price action is under my 12 and my 26, that's a bearish trend for my scalps. So I'll go with the trend. It's safer. So right now we're turning. Let's go to the 1 hour. 12 and 26 are about to cross. So I take my trades based on the 30-minute. Within the 30-minute, I'm going to set my indicators here, my higher high, lower low indicators that I showed you. I'm going to open both of them, and I'm going to play higher high to lower lows. Okay, so we broke this trend line. So what I'm seeing right now, just based on price action, is that, okay, we retested. This could be my higher low. Continue. Right, so my entry would be the next higher low and setting my stop loss at previous higher lows. I hope that made sense. Always use the stop loss. Let me tell you something about crypto. It is volatile. It doesn't care what you think or how you feel. It will take your money. So let's go to the 1 hour. See how beautiful it's creating lower highs, lower highs. So it definitely looks like, right, It looks like this will be a new lower high, and if we break this higher low, it's confirmation to go. And if I break it, like I said, I'm gonna look for a retest to enter. Right now, just based on this and based on the 4-hour trend line break, I feel comfortable entering a short. And if I would enter right now, my stop loss again would be at the previous lower highs. Okay, so enter a short here. It broke a 4-hour trend line. I'm happy with it. And where would my target be? I could play the 4-hour target, or you could scalp it for a double bottom. So I hope you learned something new today. Remember to do everything with love, and that will be my next setup for my next play. And now I'm going to continue with my thoughts in regards to the bigger time frame. So if you're still here, it's a rising wedge on the 4-hour. Let me use another ETH chart. Let me save this. So Bitcoin is like the sun of the universe. If Bitcoin falls, everything falls. So always keep an eye on Bitcoin. So this is my rising wedge that I see. I have my pivot highs and lows to give me my next support. Okay, mark your support. This is your support. If we break 106.03, we're coming down. As simple as that. This is major daily support. Major daily support here. You could place alarms. How low could we come? Let me show you. Pulling a fib from the bottom to the top. Minimum, I see a 50% retracement. That would be my first target. Right? If we were to break this resistance to the upside, because again, you have to be prepared for both scenarios. Right? If we were to break this to the upside, I would be looking at a Joe target of, this is my lowest price, 107, come right up here. And 1888 would be my bullish target. So set your alarms. It's getting pretty close to make its major decision. But again, we're talking about swing trades that could take days or months. So if you're a day trader like I am, focus on smaller time frames. Play what the charts give you. See how beautiful this short been. And just narrow it down to support and resistance, higher highs, lower lows. Go with the flow. And I hope that helped out. Thank you. And remember to do everything with love.